Meanwhile, Aurangzeb was falling from the elephant. Maharaja Roop Singh's attention wandered towards the swords of the soldiers who were swinging in the air to take his life. The Maharaja leapt like a leopard and blew the neck of a Mughal soldier. Then the second, then the third, and in this way the Maharaja kept beheading the bodyguards of Aurangzeb. But they were a lot in number. Dara kept seeing all this, sitting on the elephant, and didn't dare to attack Aurangzeb's elephant. The Maharaja was beheading the bodyguards of Aurangzeb, and all his attention was on the swords hanging in front of him. But suddenly, a bodyguard struck his neck from behind. A fountain of blood spilled from his neck, and the neck of Maharaja was now beheaded. Till then, many of Aurangzeb's bodyguards gathered and held their master in their hands, not allowing him to touch the ground. Although the Maharaja's head was cut off, but his torso was still wielding a sword. His body cut the heads of 3-4 Mughal soldiers even after dying, and then it rolled on one side. At the same time, Dara took his elephant away from the battlefield to hide from the enemies. He went a short distance away from the field and took off from his elephant. Seeing Dara's handgun empty, his soldiers thought that Dara died, and they too ran away from the field. The severed head and torso of the Maharaja were lying away from each other, to which no one was giving a damn. Seeing this scene of his devotee, tears flowed from Lord Kalyan Rai's eyes, the presiding deity of Roop Singh, from the sky. Not only the plains of Shamugad, but also the banks of far-flung Yamuna were lost in the rains. Due to the chaos, the Rathors of Maharaja didn't know what happened to the Maharaja and where he went. When the news of Shamugad reached Agra's Red Fort, Shah Jahan fainted again. Princess Jahanara extinguished the palace's lamps and wore black clothes. Dara Shikoh came to Agra after escaping from the plain of Shamugad and somehow opened the city door and reached the fort. At this time, he didn't have enough time to present himself to the emperor. Dara immediately ordered his queens to travel to Delhi. At the time when Dara came out of the secret door of Agra fort, only a handful of his bodyguards and his queens were with him. Mirza Raja Jai Singh and Suleiman Shikoh were still running towards Agra, but before they could have reached Agra, news of Dara's defeat in Shamugad reached them. On hearing that Maharaja Roop Singh and Dara Shikoh lost on the grounds of Shamugad, Mirza Raja Jai Singh moved to be a part of Aurangzeb's camp. He now saw his future with Aurangzeb. Saddened by the news of his father's defeat, Suleiman somehow reached Agra in search of his father, Dara. But by then, Dara Shikoh had already left the fort with his harem. Suleiman also walked towards his father at the same time. In a few days, news of Maharaja Roop Singh's sacrifice also reached Kishangarh. The queens of Maharaja Roop Singh received the news of Maharaja's heroism with enthusiasm and committed suicide in order to get a glimpse of him once again. At the time when Maharaja Roop Singh was sacrificed on the bloody Chaucer of Mughal politics, his 3-year-old son Man Singh, in the lineage of Rup Singh, was the only heir left, and a thunderstorm called Aurangzeb was raging in Agra. Princess Charumati of Kishangarh now had to not only protect her son but also protect the people from the cruel intentions of a raging thunderstorm called Aurangzeb. Look at the sequel, Aurangzeb and the Captivation.